Good morning, Year 6. Here are the answers to yesterday's tasks and additional tasks. Please make sure you pause the video and mark your answers carefully. Here are your Fluent in 5 questions for today. Once you've got your 5-minute timer set, off you go. Okay, and here are the answers to the Fluent in 5 for today. Please pause the video and mark your work. F, you may have also worked out to be a decimal answer, decimal remainder, sorry, so you would have got 483.4. So if you got that, that's still a mark. Remember to keep hold of your scores ready to hand in on Friday. Okay, today we are going to continue recapping fractions. Okay, so these are the areas that we're going to be focusing on today. So we're going to be looking at multiplying fractions, then multiplying fractions by a whole number, and then finally dividing fractions by a whole number. Okay, so let's first of all look at multiplying fractions. Okay, so if I had the fractions 3/7 multiplied by 14/5. Okay, there are two ways in which you could work this out. Okay, what you could simply do is just multiply across. So multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators, and then simplify your answer. Okay, although with that method, okay, it can start to get a little bit tricky and you're having to deal with some really big numbers. Okay, because here I would have to do 3 times 14. Okay, you may not be very confident with your 14 times table, so then you may need to do a multiplication method, which will take a bit of time. Okay, the other method that I would suggest using is the cancellation method at this stage. Okay, and what you do, if we remember, is to look at the first numerator and the second denominator and see if you can simplify them at all. Okay, so I've got 3 and 5. Okay, can I divide both of them? Do they have a common factor? No. Okay, so those will stay the same. Then I look at the first denominator and the second numerator. Okay, can I do any cancelling and simplifying there? Yes, I can, okay, because I can divide them both by 7, okay. 7 divided by 7 is 1, so that cancels to 1, and then 14 divided by 7 is 2, so that cancels to 2. So now, okay, if I think about it, what I've got is 3 times 2 and 1 times 5. Okay, which is much easier than me trying to work out what 3 times 14 is and then simplify it. Okay, so now I just multiply across. 3 times 2 is 6. 1 times 5 is 5. Okay, so my answer is 6/5. Okay, if I look at that, can I simplify it? Yes, I can, because at the moment it's an improper fraction. Okay, so my answer would be 1 and 1/5. Okay. Okay, I'd now like you to practice multiplying fractions using these 3 calculations. So when you're ready, pause the video, have a go, and then come back for the answers. Okay, and here are the answers. Hopefully you got these correct. It was the final one, 7/5 multiplied by 9/2. Okay, you couldn't do any cancelling beforehand. Okay, so you simply just had to multiply across. 7 times 9 is 63. 5 times 2 is 10. Okay, and then simplify that, convert it into a mixed fraction, giving you 3/10. Okay, so if you need to, pause the video and check those first two. Well done. Okay, our second stage that we're looking at today is multiplying fractions by a whole number. Okay, so for example, if I had the mixed number of 1 1/2, okay, multiplied by 3. The way that I would do this, okay, is the first stage is to convert that mixed number into an improper fraction. Okay, so remembering from yesterday, converting into a improper fraction, okay, I'd look at my whole. How many is my whole split into? It's 2. Okay, so 1 times 2 is 2. Add on my 1 is 3. So this would be my improper fraction. And then I would multiply by 3. Okay, remembering when multiplying by a whole number, okay, we don't change the denominator. Okay, so what I would do here is my 3 times 3, which is 9. Okay, my denominator stays the same. So it's 9 over 2 here. Obviously, this is my improper fraction, so then I need to convert it back. Okay, so how many 2's go into 9? There's 4. What's left over? 1. So it's 4 and a half. Okay, so following those steps, I'm now going to give you 2 other calculations. These ones are a little bit more difficult than that one that I've just shown you. Okay, but I'd like you to pause the video and have a go. So remember, first thing you need to do is convert the mixed number into an improper fraction and then multiply. Okay, remembering that you only multiply the numerator. Okay, for these you may need to use a multiplication method where necessary, but I'd like you to give it a go. Off you go. Okay, first thing I've already done for us is converted those fractions into improper fractions. So hopefully you got to this stage. Okay, then 14 times 13 over 5. Okay, I need to do 14 times 13. Okay, so I'm going to do that using a multiplication method, which you may have done as well. So 4 times 3 is 12. 1 times 3 is 3. Add on the 1 is 4. 1 times 4 is 4, 1 times 1 is 1. Add those together to give me 182. Okay, so it equals 182 over 5. Obviously, I can't leave it like that. Okay, so now what I need to do is convert it into a mixed number fraction. Okay, so the way that I need to do that is to now do 182 divided by 5 to find out how many times it goes in as a whole. Okay, so I'm going to use a division method here. So how many 5's go into 18? Okay, it is 3. What's left over is 3. Okay, how many 5's go into 32 is 6. Okay, obviously with 2 left over. Okay, it's like a remainder 2. So as a mixed number fraction would be 36 and 2/5. So really well done if you got that correct. Okay, then looking at this one, okay, if this now makes sense and you weren't sure about this one, now pause the video and have a go at this one before I go through it. Okay, but this one I need to do 37 times 8. Okay, 7 times 8, my favourite one, is 56. 3 times 8 is 24, add on the 5 is 29, so giving me the answer of 296 over 7. Once again, I can't leave it like that, so I'm going to do my division, divided by 7. Okay, looking at 29, how many 7's go into 29 is 4, what's left over? 1. How many 7's go into 16 is 2, with 2 left over. Okay, so my answer would be 42 and 2/7. So well done once again if you got that correct. Okay, and then finally for today we're going to be recapping dividing fractions by a whole number. Okay, so I'm going to go through these 2 examples now. So we've first of all got 2/7 divided by 4. Okay, when we're dividing by a whole number, okay, because if we think about that 4, it's basically like 4 over 1, okay, because it's 4 wholes. What we can do is flip it, okay, and then do a multiplication. Okay, so this, okay, because it's like over 1, I would then flip it to be 1/4, okay, and then I would multiply it. Okay, which obviously, as we know, is much easier. Okay, once again, just like with multiplying fractions, first thing I do is look for that cancellation. Can I cancel any of the numbers out? Yes, I can cancel these down, okay, because I can divide them both by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. and 4 divided by 2 is 2. Okay, and then simply I just then multiply across. Okay, 1 times 1 is 1, 7 times 2 is 14. Okay, so the answer to 2/7 divided by 4 is 1/14. This one, okay, once again, I'm going to flip it so then it's a multiplication. 2/3 multiplied by 1/8. Okay, so that whole number always then becomes the denominator, and then we just put a 1 on top. Once again, I check first of all, can I cancel them down? Yes, because 2 and 8 I can divide by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 4. Okay, and then multiply across. 1 times 1 is 1. 3 times 4 is 12. So my answer is 1/12. Okay, what I'd like you to do now is I'm going to give you 2 more calculations. I'd like you to have a go and practice. Okay, so just follow the steps that I've just done. Pause the video, have a go, and then come back and I will show you the answers before you move on to today's tasks. Okay, right, off you go. Okay, and here are the answers for C and D, which hopefully you've had a go at. C, the answer was 1/10, and then D, we couldn't cancel it at this stage, but the answer is 3/14, and once again we cannot simplify that, so that is the answer. Right, well done. I'd now like you to go and have a go at today's tasks, and then come back tomorrow where I will show you the answers. Good luck.